his life. I did some independent films with Master P. A lot of those movies did really well.
I'm ambitious. I'm a hustler. I have my own lane.
That's the thing about comedy. You wake up every day, you don't know if you're funny that day.
What up? Yeah! Welcome back to the program. You are now tuned in to Let's Go Live with Lamont King. I'm Lamont King, and you are now live. Let's go. Let's get it. You made it. End of the week. Another good one. Full of twists and turns and surprises, but yeah, it could have gone the other way, but it did not. Welcome to the program. Shout out to Peanut Gallery. Yes. Good to see y'all, man. Let me plug in first. In case we get a call, got to plug in. Let me plug in. This is what we do each and every Friday, Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. to 7 Eastern Time. Shout out to my people on the West Coast and everybody worldwide. First time viewers, make some noise. Thumbs up in the chats, in your respective chats. Facebook, YouTube. Shout out to everybody that came over from the Karen Hunter Show. Listening to me for the last 3 hours on Sirius XM, Urban View, channel 126. And good to see you. This is what we do. Big up to our executive producer, Mr. Clarkson, who's on the line now, and our associate producer of 2 shows, Lonnie. Associate producer, Lonnie. The APL. All right. For those of you who've been catching the show every Friday is a little bit different. I bring on my man. It's All Fun and Games. That's the name of the show, because it's all fun and games until it ain't. Please welcome to the program, Jon Watson.
What's good? Yo. You can hear me?
Yeah, you got your G's up or your G's up?
I got my G's up. You know what I'm saying? I got a new mic, so I just wanted to make sure I'm good.
On 4 Gs or 5 Gs? You got your 5 Gs.
I'm on 4.7 right now, working on that last 0.3.
I can see the little stutter step. Your picture got the little stutter step joint.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, you on the phone or the lappy?
I'm on the laptop.
Oh man, you ain't got your G's. Where your G's at?
Oh no,
you frozen in time, Elsa.
You looking real clear to me right now. Is it your G's or mine?
Oh, that's a good question. Let's take it to the peanut gallery. What he looking like, y'all? Thumbs up if he's clear, because he's frozen with the.
Oh no.
Yeah, he got the new microphone though. We see it.
Yeah. They see the mic, then they see. See, Mr. Clark said I'm clear. It's you. You got to get your G's up.
Oh man, I get my G's up.
Yeah, you look. I can see you're crisp on my screen.
Okay, that's what's up. I see you had to. You took some time to make sure you worded that correctly. I can see the little.
Yeah.
I heard that.
I got to think about every thought. I can't just let them fly. Yeah. I can't just let them fly because this joint come back to you in perpetuity out this joint.
Man, perpetuity. All right, man. Phew, another one, man. In the just fatigued.
Yeah.
That's all.
Fatigued.
That's all. Yeah. It was good though. So today was the last of 4. So the fourth of 4. Doing Karen Hunter Show solo.
Right.
Major. I didn't know how many it was going to be, but she was like, yeah. After the first, she's like, all right, keep going, because she's that type. She's
We'll
like,
take it.
yeah, don't worry about it. Keep going.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
I'll tell you what you need to know at the end.
Right. Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, she one of those.
Okay. Fill out your blue book, and we'll mark it up.
Yeah.
At the end.
Take notes as you go. Hold your questions to the end.
Mm-hmm.
So it was cool though. So they're doing the best of, because the producers of the show, it's like 6 of them. They work really, really hard. She got a great team, and the main guy Smiz, he's taking off next Friday. But next Friday is my year anniversary.
Yeah.
So I kind of celebrated and got loose today. So
yeah, that's what's up, man. Congrats on that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Time flies when you quarantine, so that's for damn sure. Shit, the last 8 months clearly went by.
Yeah, and look though, right, which is weird and dumb,
right?
Because the year was moving strong in 4 months, and then 8 just whizzed by.
Yeah,
it just whizzed by, and now we're here, which is dumb. But for those that are catching the show for the first time, Jon, actually, so today would be the best time to tell this story.
Oh, I'm about to get some creds.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
You stay getting creds, but you're involved. People have been liking my stories, and they're all true Hollywood stories. Right. And you're involved in one of the major ones. Okay. You know what I mean? Okay. So, Karen Hunter is a force on talk radio. For those of y'all who are unfamiliar, and the only downside is that she's on Sirius, and everybody don't have Sirius.
Right.
It's a paid channel network service.
You got to be in your car or the rental car, or
you gotta have
whatever. Yeah.
No one has that device, and you gotta have the app or whatever. But she is a force, and let me tell you, she's a force. She will be in the Radio Hall of Fame one day. She's a kingmaker. That's an actual phrase. She's a kingmaker, an influencer of the highest order, and a supreme activist. And a year ago today, I had never heard of her. I had literally, no shot to her, I had never heard of her.
Just went up on it. I
got 20 years in radio, and I could not care less about the industry. I've been burnt so many times. Right. So Jon, super fan of talk radio.
Right.
And he was hip. And Godfrey used to be on our show. I'll give y'all some context. So Godfrey used to be on the show. Oh, they said I'm down. My Jesus down.
You can be heard though, man. Push.
Oh man, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro. Push.
All right. So he said my Jesus down. So anyway, Godfrey, I'm familiar with Godfrey. Most of y'all know Godfrey. So Jon was like, "Yo, Godfrey on the show. I be listening to da 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 da." Well, first you said Godfrey.
Godfrey had his own show on that channel. That, come to find out, she's the program. What's the proper? She's a programmer, the channel manager, whatever. Uh-huh. So, I think Godfrey was actually still on. He still had his show.
Godfrey was on his own, and you hit me. Was like, "Yo, do you listen to Godfrey?" I was like, "I know him."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Nah, he got a show on Sirius." I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
And then maybe a week later, he's like, "Nah, son, he's coming to DC at the Improv, and he's looking for an opening act." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then he was like, "Nah, so I'm gonna call it and tell him put you on."
And I'm gonna hype you. Right. I'm gonna call the show and I'm hype you because I used to call his show regularly enough that he recognized my name as a caller or whatever. So I called him and I was like, "Yo, you ever think about Lamont King?" Blah blah blah. And he was like, "Nah, I never heard of him." And he's like, "Send me, DM me something." He gave me the brush, but it's cool. But he's willing to be open, or at least over the air. So I was like, "All right." So I sent his producer your information. That's how the ball started getting rolling. I didn't send it to him, but whatever.
Well, wait a minute, slow down. You got to paint the picture. You got to paint the picture. So in the middle of this, I'm still not caring, and
I don't think you not caring. You were oblivious. I didn't even tell you yet.
Yeah, no. You had told me. I got the text. You had told me about.
Yeah, but this is well after I did all that.
Which part?
When I had called his show. I called his show, spoke to him about you. Said your name on the air. Right. But I told you, because then you said to me, "Oh yeah, because somebody sent me a text talking about they heard my name on the radio." And I was like, "Yeah, that was me."
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So yeah, you hadn't told me that that's what you were doing.
Right.
Or that you did it. Because you told me what you would do, but you didn't tell me you did it.
Exactly.
So Tasha from LA, she hit me, was like, yo, she posted in her status on Facebook. So, yo, the homie, blah, 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 just got a chat. I was like, yo, what the fuck? I was like, somebody, he's like, yeah, that was me, son. I told you. And I was like, oh, all right. I still was like, oh, all right. When he come to DC, he don't, it was no contact, no nothing. And now, here's the twist. Something happened while he was in DC. Something happened with him.
Right.
That became news later. So just put that in the push pin. So anyway, so that happened. He get back up. And then Jon, maybe a week later, 2 weeks, is like, yo, they just fired Godfrey. And I was like, again, still, oh, okay. And then he was like, yo, you should try to go for his spot.
I'm like, nah, this is it, man. This is it. This is what we're doing right now.
You should try to get on. And I was like, so over radio, 21 years in. I was like, nah, that's not. He's like, and I was like, how? I was like, Godfrey's a made man. He's a star. I didn't know the story at all. I didn't know why he got fired. So he was like, nah, you know, his show, he remind me of you. Y'all be talking about, the same type of shit. He wild, he funny, blah, blah, blah. He be political. And you should try to go and see if now that he's gone, they got an open spot. And I was like, Jon, this is how I was. I was like, Jon, shit doesn't work like that.
It's like, calm down, Junior. I know radio.
I was like, I know radio.
Man.
I know radio. There's
I was like, nah, man.
He was like, nah, man, just go get it. So I sat and thought about it. I was like, well, that's interesting. Start doing my research, doing my Googles, YouTubing, Godfrey doing all these, these testimonials and shit. Man, fuck that, man. I had this shit popping, and then they let me go. He did. I was like, oh, this was a real thing. I said, oh, let me do some more digging. So I was like, well, what is this channel? What channel was he on? And Jon showed me the channel. Then he was like, man, this lady, Karen Hunter, she run the channel and she got her show. So I started digging and I was like, man, it don't work. So Jon kept pressing. He was like, no, you should, it's open. You should go after it. I know the producer, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, all right, fuck it. Let me try it. So I'm in one of my moves with my fucking moves. And I emailed who I thought was the program director. I still had this conversation, email thread.
Mm-hmm.
Who I thought was the program director. I had no idea. I'm like, and I'm, all the way up. I was wondering if there's any opportunity.
But the email address is ambiguous too, wasn't it? Like info at.
I was like,
something like that.
I'm wondering if there are any opportunities with your organization. I have 2 decades of experience producing radio, and I did the whole little professional joint resume, little picture, couple clips, and the person responded was like, okay, we're not looking for anybody right now, but send me some more stuff. And so I was like, okay. So I sent a couple more clips, and then they was like, what do you do for a living? Man, when I tell you I was all the way offended, all the way offended. I was completely turned. I was like, how dare you?
The disrespect.
I hit back. I was like, and what? It's very sarcastic, and sarcasm is hard to read, to type. So I said, what does that have to do with anything? I mean, what are y'all looking for? Do I have to be, I can't even remember the joke that I said. I said, do I have to be a certain something to get consideration?
Right.
That was too smart for whoever it was on the other end of the email. So they emailed me back, was like, oh, well, fine then. Don't worry about it. We're not looking for anybody. Thanks. And that's how I read it, because that's how it sounded. And I'm sure later on I found out that that's how it was typed.
Okay.
We're not looking for anybody. Thanks.
Hilarious.
All right. So I was over it. So I told Jon, I was like, I told you, nigga, radio dirty, man. That's not how that shit works. So Jon was like,
man.
I was like, nah,
man. Nah, man.
Nah, we go Instagram, shoot, I know the producers, show, Instagram, DM her. And,
yeah, I shot her a DM.
Shot her a DM.
And I was like, yo.
Made the intro.
It was something. I was like, you trusted me about so-and-so. I was like, yo.
Because you sent somebody.
Try my man. Yeah, I was like, try my man.
He was like, this is my man. I want y'all to meet each other. Right. So I went in the joint. I was like, hey, hi. I don't know what y'all looking for, but I heard y'all had comedians on Fridays. Here's my stuff. She hit me back. She was like, oh yeah, I checked your page. Yeah. We definitely, we got openings for the next 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Which week can you make it? So I'm like, I tried. Now I'm trying to play the game, because I'm like, I hate this industry.
Now wait, give a little context. Which week can you make it? Keep in mind, for those that don't know, you're in the DC area and the show is in New York. So now it's like, all right, which weekend you make it up there?
Right.
And then, now you got to shuffle and make sure you do that 4 hours up there.
I left that out because I'm talking to John. I was like, well, what do they do? Is it over the phone? And he was like, nah, man, they don't do nobody over the phone. And so I was like, So when she hit me, she was like, yeah, we're in the studio, so Manhattan, blah, blah, blah. And I got a day job, a real day job. So I know from working in radio, how dirty radio is. You can't necessarily say no because that opportunity may not ever show up again. Right. But also you got to say yes, but on your terms.
Right.
And that's what I learned after 20 years. So I said yes, but right. So I was like, give me the third weekend because first weekend seems thirsty. Right. Second weekend seems like you ain't really got nothing going on. I was like, I'll take the third weekend.
It's like dating.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna go out tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I get you back in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Right. So it was like August 30th was the third weekend, Labor Day weekend. And I was like, oh, bet. I said, me and the lady can go. We can take the kids because Monday we off. And then voila, West Indian Day Parade weekend.
There it is.
Like, oh, let's make it a weekend in case this is a total flop. I'm in New York for the weekend.
Right.
So we get up to Jones, and I walk in the room. I only research was her website. I still had never heard of her. I even asked. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think you know this. You wouldn't know this. I actually hit my former boss out the blue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hey man, you ever heard of Karen Hunter? She was big in talk radio back in the day, and he was like, nah.
Oh jeez.
Yeah. I mean that's how we talk. He was
nah, never heard of her, or nah, don't mess with it.
Nah, I never heard of her.
Okay.
Yeah, nah, never heard of her. So quick, we talk like once a year on some dumb shit and be like, blah, blah, blah. And so I was like, all right, still didn't know her. I walk in the room, so I'm trying to paint the picture for the people watching. I walk in the room, and I was completely unfazed. I had never heard any stories or nothing. I had nothing, no context. It was a radio show. I like talking shit on the radio. So I was like, this is up my alley.
Right.
We come in the joint, and immediately, I remember like it was yesterday. They were talking about the story that day was Jadena saying something about toxic masculinity and men being afraid to date transgender women.
Oh, jeez.
Now, Friday, they told me I was coming in as a comedian. But at the top of the show, they like to, throw a serious topic out there to just get the people going and shoot shots. I come in the room and they shooting. And I was like, oh, this is one of those. I was like, oh, I'm right at home. So they get to shoot, and it was her and Cousin Sil, her co-host. So I was like, oh, all right, yeah. This is it. This is what I'm here for this.
Right.
We just start rolling in 3 hours. And for, a lot of people don't realize or wouldn't even know 3 hours of talk radio is hard as fuck.
That's a long time. It's a long time talking, man.
Hard to do. But I come from, where the way we used to do it on my old show, we talking shit for 4 hours. Music in between, but talk radio is no music. So it's like a long podcast, but live radio at the same time. It's it takes a special skill, and she's a beast at it. So, but I'm hanging with them because I'm like, this ain't nothing. I have nothing to lose. I didn't ask really to be here. It's not an audition. I just was like, all right, I'm shooting back. And then we start talking about some real heady, about the homophobic stuff and the trans.
Yeah, what's funny? Okay, I remember that now because
for like 2
hours.
The
whole damn show, it wasn't a whole lot of funny. It was like y'all got down with some real stuff. And she was almost like, yo, man, I gotta have you back because you ain't do no funny. You supposed to be here for the funny.
No, that's what happened.
But she messed with you because you can hang though.
Yeah, it was no comedy that day. I mean, we were doing battle because I had my position and I held it, and then the callers was real, blah blah blah. But this is a year ago, and we in hypersensitive times, so she had real concern for me, which I think is awesome, for me canceling myself before
you even got started.
So I my homegirl I went to school with, she called me Monday. When did she mention me? Because I wrote it off Tuesday.
Oh, then if that was Friday, it had to be the Monday.
Yeah, she was
if
like,
it was Friday, it had to be the Monday.
She was like, we brought a guy on Friday, and he's supposed to be a comedian, and we're supposed to have fun on Fridays. But the conversation got real, blah blah blah, woo woo woo. So she said, we're gonna have him back. So between my homegirl in North Carolina and you, hit me, was like, yo, she just, blah blah blah. They probably gonna bring you back. And I was like, yeah, all right,
okay.
And so Wednesday they hit my manager, was like, can you come back Friday? Mind you, I got a day job. But what do I say? Yes.
Yep.
So I go back, and it was like a redo. So this was all high entertainment. Jokey joke, ha ha ha. We joning.
Right.
Sil went to Morgan, so she hip to how we are down here.
Mm-hmm.
And so we going back and forth, blah blah blah. I'm hanging. So now I done gave you 2 days, one super serious, one super light. So that means you've already seen my range.
Right.
And so she was like, if you're available, you come on back whenever you're free on Fridays. If you're open.
Oh, all right.
And I was like, oh, all right.
Right. Oh, okay.
I was like, well, next week, if you.
I mean, yeah, I can switch some things around. I can switch a few things around. Yeah,
You said you got a day job. I was like, Miss, don't worry about my day job.
Right. Those are me problems. That ain't the you problem.
Yeah,
That's a you problem.
I want to lay that at your feet. Don't worry about that. Just keep
Right.
the door open and keep the lights on.
Right.
And here we are a year later. So
yeah, that's what's up, man.
all thanks to Jon Watson.
Hey, man.
I tell you every time, I give you the credit every time, on and off.
Yeah.
Because it's real. I can't convey to the people how less I could have cared. Really, I did not. This is not something. The things you put in the universe and you ask for. Of course, I always ask for my own show, but this one, not see it coming at all. Didn't have no intention, no effort. I didn't go looking for it. I didn't seek it out. Crazy.
So I'm gonna tell you, man. Like
crazy.
When I first started listening to the channel, and it's for the most part it's a political, the
super
black opinion on politics and so forth. But then like when Godfrey got on, I was like, oh, okay, they throwing a little funny in and out of this joint. I said, okay, and then they put him on later and like they started adding some younger people, and by younger I mean under 50. To the lineup. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, this would be a dope, because I know how you flow with it. And I was like, yo, this would be a dope venue for you. You know what I'm saying? And when he opened up, and I'm not one to step right over the dead body. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I was like, look.
But you did.
I was like, look, the point is they're going to have to fill a space with somebody.
Right.
Why not you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody's going to get the opportunity. Why not you? You know what I'm saying? And I was like, why not? Can it hurt? Why not? Let me send a direct message. Why not? All you're going to do is, I'm in sales. The worst thing they can say is a 50% chance they're going to say no.
Yeah.
They only got two options of an answer. It's either yes or no.
And you kept saying it just like that. The way you're saying it now is how you said it.
Yeah. Why not?
And I kept being like, I was like, nigga, it don't work, John. It don't work like that, man. Yeah, they go pick someone.
That's a hold my beer.
Yeah.
Watch this.
I was like, they're not gonna pick nobody off the sideline that ain't been active, in a minute.
Right.
And he was like, why not? I was like, yeah. I was like, all right, let's give it a shot.
Right. The worst thing I'm gonna tell you is no.
And then for this show, the inspiration for this show is that, conversations with her, because I made her, I designated her as my mentor, industry mentor, whether she liked it or not. And one of our conversations, she was just like, you gotta start doing something every day, even when you're not here.
Right.
And I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Right. Remember, remember we was in the cigar bar.
Yeah.
That night. And I'm like, son, this is what you say, next move is this. So like, I was talking about not only for yourself, but like even, when we do our thing every Friday, right. I was like, yo, son, like we were sitting in this, so I can't remember what the conversation was, But remember, at the end of the conversation, because it was probably about a 45-minute conversation, I was like, dude, that was a whole episode right there.
Yeah.
I was like, that was a whole episode right there. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah,
just
man.
Just rapping, yeah.
Just rapping, man.
So there's that. So a year on the Karen Hunter show, and what's this, like maybe our 8th week doing
something like that? Yeah.
Maybe our 5th week doing
this? Yeah. Can I get a whiff? Can I get a whiff? Up underneath the
yeah.
King's can I get a whiff?
Well, see, here's the thing.
I mean, I'm talking about this on the Friday. When it says food Friday, can I get a little whiff?
Wait a minute, let's see here. You absolutely can. I don't even know if can I change it after the fact. But yeah, I'm so used to putting guests down there. But yeah, that's easy.
Give me a little whiff, brother.
Billings. Nothing. That's easy. So yeah, there's the story today, folks. As always, tell that's a cool story. So I got different segments that I'm building. So when that's a cool story. I did interesting people on Karen's show. So I opened up the show with Robert White. DC
Peoples.
DC council member at large, who's doing a lot of big stuff in the city in this area. So the thing that he did was he just got a bill passed. Blew my mind because I invited him on the show and did not read the shit.
What's funny was halfway through the interview, I heard it when I heard him say, because the whole time I heard what you were saying. And
right.
Then when he started to talk, I said, wait a second, I don't think
you
heard it. It's different.
So he just got a bill passed, DC City Council, a legendary, groundbreaking, earth-shattering bill passed that restored the vote to incarcerated citizens.
Right.
I brought him on the show because I wanted to talk to him about his bill that I thought was for restoring the vote to returning citizens.
Right. Yeah, no. This is for cats that are still locked up.
Cats that are still locked up.
Yeah, they get the vote.
Are y'all hearing?
That's crazy.
He just got it passed, and it's for the District of Columbia, and he said there's interest in other states to take a hard look at it, because apparently the way it was set up originally, those abilities, I guess, or that right existed, and then it was taken away.
Right.
Back during those before Jim Crow, when they had to find ways to criminalize everything that you did as a black person. So that part I didn't know. So that's why it's called Restore the Vote. Because
and you took it for restoring
your right when you come home. And
restore your right. Yeah.
They can't vote either. And I thought it was that. I was like, now if you serve time and you come home, you're a DC resident and you went to prison, you can come home and then you can vote again. He like, nah, you're a DC resident and you're in jail. You can vote, because there's a lot of issues that affect you directly that you can't campaign on. You can't like what's the word for that when you on your behalf? Like you can't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody put it in the chat. You can't lobby your own interests.
Right.
As an incarcerated citizen, not just as a released felon. So he just did that, and I was like, "Oh, that's even more major than." So I'm glad he came on. And
so, what does the new campaign trail look like for cats posturing for position in DC? The mayoral.
That's the word I was looking for. Advocate. Yeah.
Advocate. Okay, yeah. But what is the mayoral race? All the three council members, they got to swing through the lockup.
and look, you gonna be in there lying, because they be like, "Look, we're here. We want to know what you want."
Right.
Wow, bitch. Like, listen, I can't do anything about that. But I'm your guy on the outside.
But they're gonna be promising all types of nonsense. They never gonna see. What you gonna do? Come get me?
They're gonna send them a kite with an address on it. Be like, yeah, take care of my family, champ. You know what I'm saying? That's tricky. But that's
on my books, man.
Get some on my books. There it is. That's what man, that landscape about to get tricky.
Yeah, man.
Tricky.
Yeah, but that's dope, man. That brother, he making some stuff happen. Good brother too, man.
So interesting people. That's a segment. That's a cool story. That's another segment. So I'm building format. So when I do have my own show on that platform, it's just seamless.
Yeah.
Take off running.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's man.
Practice, man. Every show I say, every show that you do on your own, it's for your consideration.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
For your consideration.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the other part, and in the other part, almost the problem got solved because, we were saying like, well, what if if in fact, or when the time comes when they do offer your show, how's it going to roll? You got to roll to New York every time? Or you got to roll to DC or to the DC office? DC office is optional. Now, what happened in the COVID? They came up with tiny closet studios. Man. You've at least figured out how to do it if you need to at the crib.
Right. And look, the funniest meme I see is those memes where it'd be like, your plans for 2020, and then God, and then it'd be like some complete, because there's no way I would have seen this. None of this.
Yeah.
None of this. And I'm gonna let y'all in on something. So you're right. Figuring out how to do this from home was a game changer. Would not have happened, fortunately and unfortunately, if not for the lockdown. Because most people,
you better thank COVID.
No, I'm not.
Don't do that.
Absolutely not. That's what I said. Fortunately or unfortunately for the lockdown. No thanks.
Okay.
But if I was doing the commute that I was doing secretly, that people, I would not be doing this. It was taking too much out of me.
It takes a toll. It takes a toll, man.
So for those of y'all, so I have a day job.
Right.
Sometimes I'll tell this now. I don't like to gloat or brag, but when it's over, I'll tell you the story. I'll tell you
the grind.
I'll tell you how the grind was. Not while I'm in it. I work a day job, which sometimes I have to work Saturdays, 8 to 5. So I was taking off, catching a bus to New York.
On what, Thursday?
No, Friday.
Friday morning. First thing out. First thing smoking.
First thing out. Get there, move around, walk to the station, prep, do all that, do the show.
17 blocks.
Yeah, I'm team block, 3 to 6. While I'm on the show, I'm picking the bus back, trying to figure out what, but I'm also trying to integrate into New York. I'm trying to get into stand-up comedy. So I'm on foot, on train. I'm going to the clubs. I'm connecting with people that I used to know. New people I'm meeting off the show. They're like, I got a comedy spot out in Brooklyn. I get you 11:30 spot. Figure out something to do. Sit in a McDonald's or the train ride 40 minutes by itself. Go out there, walk around, get on stage, do 5 minutes, get back on the train, head back over to Hudson Yards, get on the bus, try to catch the 12. If I don't catch it, the 1, the 2, sometimes the 3. Come back. DC, get my car at Union Station, and go to work.
Yeah,
and that happened often.
I mean, that was a weekly. I was about to say because by mid-September, you were pretty much weekly, right?
Yeah,
from mid-September or early October, something like that. You was weekly, son.
Yeah, October, and some days I really would. It would be an 8-hour commute. It would really, not even having to work the next day, but just peace of mind. I would go up and come back.
Yeah.
So it's 4 up, 3 on the show, and 4 right back. I mean, I would catch like the 7:40 bus.
Right.
Out of Hudson Yards and be back at 1 o'clock. Right. So that's from being up all day and blah, blah, blah. But those Saturdays.
Lights out.
Oh, man.
Lights out.
Right. So that,
Yeah, man. It's the grind, man. Use on it, bro.
I say all that to say the birth of Tiny Closet Studios probably wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for the lockdown, because I wouldn't have been in the mind frame.
Right.
I've been trying to, every week I was plotting and planning what Friday and Saturday was going to look like.
Right.
Was I going to drive? I was going to take the bus. I drove like twice.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, nah, not doing that.
That ain't it. That's a whole.
As much as I like to, it take too much out of me.
Yeah, because then you got to be on for another 3, and then that drive back is crucial. That drive back is treacherous. Yeah, you don't want to do that.
And don't let me meet up with some industry people leaving the show. They're like, yo, we got a thing over here at the so and so.
Right.
I do the thing and drinking, and it's like, now I got to find somewhere to stay because I ain't driving.
Right.
You crazy. Right. But that bus early in the morning, I get in that bus. And go to, man, and I know how to do it too. Yeah, well, we
what's
ain't
the science on the? Nah, you got bus science.
Oh man, I had the bus science. Oh man, I got the bus science. First of all,
bus science work.
Get your shit online in advance.
Mm-hmm.
$15 one way, right? So I got the app and tell me I was taking Bolt sometimes, Mega, and then there was this one that don't nobody know about. What is the name? I can say Academy, right?
Okay, yeah, I see all of them joints on the
Nobody was ever on the Academy, but the Academy had the best leg room, the best seats, and I always had my own seat.
You gonna do what's that joint? Travelocity or Trip Advisor?
I could do
do the Trip Advisor reviews on the bus line.
I tell you now, since the bus game is over, I can do the big reveal. Now that I ain't taking them no more ever. Man, I could have been a Jay-Z on the buses easily.
Oh yeah,
easily. There's no security. They don't check anything. I could have been, in every song Jay-Z talk about without a Maryland,
yeah.
Or the Greyhound. There's no security, unfortunately. I've seen some wild shit. I could have came with the duffel bag like every trip. You know what I'm saying? To just go up top.
It wasn't. And look, and you knew of at least 3 different lines, so you could have switched them up just in case they got hip to your situation.
Could have been going to November with the duffel bag. You know what I'm saying? It was, oh man, it was crazy. But here's the key. Here's the secret. Here's the science. So try to get a direct. You pay extra and get the direct route. Get the joints with the stops. You playing yourself. Congratulations.
Get the direct flight. You don't want no layovers.
Yeah, nah. Because if you're trying to, all right. So if you're on the first stop, you're more than likely going to get your own seat. So what I'd like to do, a lot of people still shame sitting in front of the bus. I like that 3rd or 4th seat. Further you go back, the chances you being with a weirdo or close to the, or it just
don't funk travel backwards.
It must. But depending on the bus line, like Mega, I only do upstairs going.
Oh, that joint got 2 levels.
But coming back, I'm downstairs. I'm gonna tell you why. Science.
Okay.
So going, everybody happy go lucky, talky. You know what I'm saying? You go upstairs, there's more seats, you out the way, you got a higher chance of getting your own joint. You gotta put your the whole put your bag, like sit in the window and put your bag in the aisle seat. That shit don't work. Because they hip. You can, how you fake sleep and put the bag in. Nah, people just get on and be like, "Excuse me." It's like, "Can you move your bag?" Right. So here's the move. Here's move number 1. Sit in the aisle seat. Put the bag in the window.
Okay. How did that deter the?
Because people don't like squeezing through people.
Okay, got it.
You can move your stuff, but if I'm in the aisle, I got to move. I got to stand up and be like, I was asleep.
Right. Yeah.
You got to stand up and do the whole I was asleep, and then you got to squeeze by.
You do the whole. You got drop the tray down, set up your whole office. Then you got to be like, oh, hold on, let me grab up and gather my items.
Let me unplug and all that.
Okay, got it.
But then you really got the Megabus got Wi-Fi, but they all got Wi-Fi now. Mr. Clark said Megabus got the Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi,
they all got the Wi-Fi now. The other joint is, if you're gonna do the sleep joint, you got to be committed. Like you got to get it. You can't get the joint. I was asleep, because they'll be like, all right, you got to do the drool.
You got to do the full drool. You got to have one headphone like kind of half out. You just.
You got your leg got to be at some dumb angle to make it look super uncomfortable. Like, oh, this thing's out. You know what I'm saying? And the screw face depends on the people. You got to watch them as they come on the bus. The screw face works sometimes too. If you're awake, just sitting there like you will kill everybody on this motherfucker. Like if you sitting there like this, and they come up the stairs, and you just looking straight, and you bobbing your head to music, but you don't have no earbuds in.
Doesn't that depend on what bus station you coming from though? Because like some jokers will walk on the bus looking like that too. Like, yo, we in here. We here. Yeah, we here.
And look, and your seat be the last one, and he be the last one on the bus. He's like, oh, what's up? You killing today too? Me too.
Right. Yeah. So you take top level. I'm gonna take down bottom.
Right. So here's the last move, and this works. The late night joints. Now, oddly enough, leaving New York is a crapshoot because you think, all right, the 2, 3, and 4, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4. You thinking nobody there?
Nah, man.
But they're coming from New York. That's everybody's
city that never sleeps. It's the city that never sleeps.
Man, the bus line got 100 people in the line.
Yeah,
at
like
4 in the morning.
Like it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
And this is December. I was doing this in December. Absolutely ridiculous. I was like, "There's no way to beat this." So on those times, here's the hack: don't take a direct route. Take the route that goes through Philly and Baltimore, because in Philly, people getting off. Right now, it's a 5-hour trip. It's an extra hour and a half. Baltimore, you're getting off, but your comfort level adjusts
increases.
Every city. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? But these people, it was hookers and dealers and I mean, I seen people, I learned so much. People are really dependent on that to get to work. Like they're really commuting to other cities every day. Yeah. I see people in work clothes, catching the 3 a.m. to be at work in another city at 8. Shit was wild. It's a whole culture. It's a whole culture. But here's the last move. So leaving New York, here's the last move. So you get on there, throw the jacket over you. So more than sleep, you could be dead. you could be dead, and nobody's checking. Nobody's checking
the dead body. Especially coming from New York, they just like, why? He's right.
They like, wait, is somebody? You good? Is this a seat taken? Like, nah. Put the jacket over and just go under. Don't move. Don't move. They'll walk right past. You'll hear the people walking past. Is this? Do y'all know him? Is this somebody's? And then they'll keep walking. Yeah. And when the lights go out and it start moving, ta-da. I tell you.
These are true stories of commuter nuggets.
Man.
For those.
True story. It's a rough ride. I ain't gonna lie. It is a rough ride.
That's funny because a lot of that sounds similar to like taking the train up. Because I've taken the Amtrak up a couple times. The Amtrak makes a couple stops, but it'll get you to New York in about 3 hours from Maryland. Mm-hmm. But it's probably a little bit less of a headache because it's crowded. It's more crowded coming back from New York. That's some shit. Yeah. If you ever leave out of what is that, Penn Station?
Where?
In New York City to come back, and you got to jump on the train.
Yeah, I never did Penn Station.
Man, listen. You want to talk about people moving? Jokers with full suitcases and whatever. And when they say, now arriving, such train, down to...
It's a free-for-all.
You got to hurry up and you got to make sure, because, you jockeying for position, especially if you know you're going to be in that joker for 4 hours. So you got to get the right seat in the right car, be able to put all your luggage up, whatever. You got to do all that. You have to have it all mapped out in your mind because... You could be standing at what you think is the right escalator to go down. And all of a sudden they tell you that joint is across the track. Nah, man. It's a science to that thing. Because people like you got to be focused and laser focused at all times. Or else you're going to end up sitting, backwards in the wrong car for 4 hours.
So struggling. There's a science to that. And to my New Yorkers, shout out to y'all. What I learned 6 months, on that commuter grind. What I learned about the trains in New York, there is no science in trains in New York. If you don't have the stomach for what you see in the movies of the New York trains, if you watch a movie, be like, man, that's crazy. I don't know if I can handle that. Then you would never be able to do it.
It's a science. Look, it's a science. The science is headphones in.
Okay. That's a hack. That's an easy hack.
And look, headphones in this right here.
Yeah. Okay. I give you that. That's the science.
Until and the headphones ain't on.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure, you gotta make sure you hear the bullshit. It's in the headphone, but you just, and you just
that's the number one no. And I give you that. That is a science to staying alive. That's the number one no. I would never listen to music in the damn New York City transit system.
Nah,
ever.
Man.
Nah. Ever. I had these joints in butt naked. I would have them just unplugged in my pocket. Just had the joints in with the core as we sitting there. And that one, you gotta play that role too. You just pick a song.
Just keep it on swivel, man. You be all right. You be all right. Just keep it on swivel. Make sure you hear your stop. That's all.
Next thing you know, you sitting there on the train. It's like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. It is showtime. And the music come on. And it be circle. I got one on video. I swear, just so late in that motherfucker.
Yo, I never, as many times I can't say I've ridden the train a lot, especially I've never caught like the in-car performance, man. I don't know, man. Last time I was in New York City was November, and I was using the train a lot when I was up there, and I didn't catch any in-car performances, man. None.
I caught them every trip. None. The one I got on tape was the you get the Bammers that do the contortion joint.
Oh, where they be all,
and they take them and they go under their arm and bring it down. And be walking around with the dislocated arm and shit.
Yeah.
And then he got on the bar and did like an inverted flip and looking at everybody and he's backwards, his legs over his shoulders. And I was like, oh, this is amazing. I'm trembling. I'm trying to get the camera and everybody like, we see this shit every 10 minutes. I'm like, y'all are unfazed at this.
Yeah, right. See, you the one. You the one. You like, oh shit, that boy good. Wait. You like,
they like
that
this.
boy good.
Niggas reading. They just like,
not even. Nope.
And he's like performing inches from their face. He's doing
unfazed.
Turn, and they
because if I look at you, that indicates that you gonna stick. That's the next move is your hand coming out for that dollar.
Yeah.
Nah, man.
But hear me this though. They make money. For those two stops. 7-8 minutes.
Yeah.
You pass that hat, you get about $12-15.
Yeah.
When you do that joint twice an hour, that's $30 an hour.
Right. You only got to be in there for a couple hours.
You ain't got to be there a couple hours.
Day's pay. It's an honest day's pay.
Man, I've seen the speeches and the Hebrew Israelites go over there. Be careful on this train. I seen this one. This was funny. So they got crowded. So you holding on the pipe and somebody pause and somebody else holding right here and then the arm is right here. So everybody just with each other. And he right next to the white lady. He said, as you travel on this train with these white devils, you got to ask yourself. And I was like, damn.
And the white woman was unfazed. She's been there a million times. Unfazed. She was like, unfazed.
Now I do miss that. I ain't gonna lie. I missed the train. I missed the trains. Now I understand why all the rappers are so creative and talented, and all the New York comedians is that.
See, that's what I would like to see. I would a comedian would get up and just start doing a set.
Oh man, it's just creative content all around you. See? I do miss that.
Yeah, because they don't do that on DC trains, man.
Nah. Well, not the performing.
Oh, no, that's what I'm talking about. The performing. They don't perform in DC trains. Just be,
the youngins.
Yeah, right. The kids be tripping on that joint, but they don't perform. That's for damn sure.
It's not as artistic. They don't have the environment that New York had. Yeah, but that's crazy. But yeah,
I caught your man on the news this morning testifying about the mail service. Man, you catch any of that?
Nah, who that?
The dude that's the U.S. Postmaster General.
Oh, the Joss.
He was being he was on the Senate Zoom, testifying on the Senate Zoom this morning. So he said that your mail is supposed to be untampered with and on time. Moving forward, there'll be no more tamperation stoppages. I mean, basically, they was like, yeah, we were removing the blue boxes and we were looking into,
that's what I couldn't understand.
According to him, and I'll be brief because I know we about to do the show about to end, but according to him, these were natural procedures that happened on a whatever basis that's been going on for years. He said, but I understand that the timing of it seemed very poor because, we're in COVID and we about to have an election. He said, but this practice has been happening for years, blah, blah, blah. But, a lot of the Democratic senators was the one I was listening to. The Republican senators were like, thank you for your service, sir. And that's all I have. So the Democrats was like, I need a report. The Democrats were like, can I get a report on my desk by the end of the day as regards to your procedures and policies and blah, blah, blah. He was like, I don't know, that's positive. How about Sunday? Oh, I need it by Sunday. They was leaning on him because he was like, who? Because, in some cities, the determination of whether the what post boxes get taken or what sorting systems get shut down or whatever. Can you send me the protocols in which you determined how that's supposed to happen? Because I need to know that. I need it on my desk by Sunday. Wow. Yes, man. I need a yes or no answer. Yes, man. Okay, good. Thanks. Next question. So we'll see.
Them partisan hearings it's too much.
It's grandstanding at its best, but
a pep rally, ugly ass pep rally. Cause it should be. Both sides should have questions. Like the way.
I mean, they did, but it was like, I say that to mean that they weren't asking any hard hitting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They was throwing them softballs and was like, okay, man, got it.
Thank you for your service. Look, Postmaster General is just a title.
He's not an actual general.
Yeah. Thank you for your service.
He didn't go to the Postmasters War and came out on top.
The Postmasters War.
He didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like.
That's good enough to leave on, man. That's it right there. The Postmaster. Yeah, I appreciate you once again joining the program. Jon Watson, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, appreciate it.
It's all fun and games till it ain't no more. All right, man. I'll holler at you.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We did it. At the end of another great show, another great week, man. Be safe. I was reading on Twitter. People are still dying from COVID. It is a real thing. Do not take it lightly. Mask up. And let's keep it moving. Let's stay safe. I want to see y'all next week. Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. to 7 East Coast time, right here on YouTube and Facebook and in the Humor Mill app. Please subscribe, turn your notifications on, and stay safe. Be cool with it. Don't do nothing. I think that's everything. Damn it. We're supposed to have Roland on Friday. All right. We'll try to get him back on Monday. Stand by, Roland. We appreciate you for being patient. Everybody else, we'll see you in a minute.
Working, man.
I know what my audience like. I did some independent films with Master P, and a lot of those movies did really well.
I'm ambitious, I'm a hustler. I have my own lane.
That's the thing about comedy. You wake up every day, you don't know if you're funny that day.
I don't care if it is a closet. You still looking